सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ओम्.
Hari Om and good morning. Om Sri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. On the occasion of Children's Day 2020, I congratulate all the members of Chinmaya Students' Council. Students are an integral part of any educational institution. As far as the functioning of the Vidyalaya is concerned, students play a very important and key role. And students, when they take part in the functioning of the Vidyalaya, they also learn a lot and it becomes an integral part of their educational process. So it is not only academics, but it is their leadership that contributes a lot to the future career of the students. Students learn the qualities of leadership from this young age. The young boys and girls, when they take responsibilities, they also get a first-hand experience of democracy through this Students' Council only. They not only understand what is their right, but simultaneously they also understand what is their duty, and they maintain a balance between the duties and the rights. And children become responsible, and that helps them to become responsible citizens in the future life. Should they do a lot? Sometimes they are more creative and more responsible even than the teachers, and I feel really proud to say this here. Students do something which we cannot imagine and think. Chinmaya Vidyalaya has installed Students' Council since its inception, even when children were small, and we have always given them opportunity to be a part of important decisions in the Vidyalaya. They have also enthusiastically contributed to the growth of the Vidyalaya. They have helped students, teachers, management, and to the overall growth of the Vidyalaya. They have always interacted with our Acharyas, Pujya Swamijis. Whenever they visited, Students' Council has done a lot of things during that time, and they are blessed by all our Acharyas. This pandemic year, our Students' Council, though they are not very active in the Vidyalaya, which every year others they do, and in the month of November, they could have done a lot on the field, on the ground, for annual day, for sports day. We really miss all of you children. But however, remaining at home also, whenever we have required any kind of help, they have come forward. And I know that when we are going to do virtual annual day celebration, they are going to contribute a lot. Yes, children, we will celebrate annual day. We are not going to deprive you of it. We will do it virtual. Okay? All right, children. Once more, I congratulate my blessings. I seek blessings of Pujya Gurudev. You know, children, Pujya Gurudev has told not to do what you feel like doing is really freedom. Rather, doing with responsibility is freedom. So I hope you enjoy the freedom by doing things with responsibilities. So let's have a nice Children's Day celebration also. Thank you, children. God bless you.
Hari Om. We stand as one family. Coming together is the beginning. Staying together is the progress. And working together is the success. The team should always learn to speak in one voice. The spirit of togetherness is invoked in the Indian culture through the yajna. Yajna is a ritual in which different people come together for one cause. The result of the yajna is equally shared by every participant. This method keeps the community together. Togetherness is the strength of the team. There were 4 bulls living together. The lion could not attack them. The cunning fox, who was the minister for the lion, managed to separate the bulls. The lion has its way. Members of the team should always be cautious of such foxes. Some act till they meet obstacles. Others act in spite of obstacles and conquer them. But some act not, fearing the possibility of some obstacles that might arise en route. Disappointment can come only to those who make appointment with the future.
Bound to each other with love and respect. It is an ability of a person to see from the other person's viewpoint. The differences of opinion should only be issue-based and not person-based. The team should be made with love, respect, and friendliness. In life, to judge others, use your heart, and to judge yourself, use your brain. When love becomes thin, faults appear thicker. There was a young executive in a prayer hall. Besides him, there were 2 children of the age of 8 and 12. The children were restless and disturbing. This behavior of the children disturbed the executive in his prayer. At the end, he inquired of the children's parents. The elder one replied that their father had passed away 3 days ago. On hearing it, the executive's anger turned into compassion, and he realized that it was not sheer prattle during the prayer, but very sad consolation for one another. Has it ever occurred to you the other person would have his own reasons?
We serve as an army, courageous and disciplined, ever ready to fight against all low tendencies and false values within and without us. Alertness. Alertness is cultivated by keeping the body and the mind together. An alert mind recognizes the problem in the beginning or even before the problem occurs. But a dull mind recognizes the problem when it is in crisis. Great men do not have great problems because they handle it when it is small. That is why alertness is a must for perfect living. Once upon a time, there lived a very loyal and sincere gardener. In a distant village, he spotted a very beautiful plant, which he picked up for his master. On his way back to home, he met his old friend, the shepherd, who held his goat on his shoulders. They both waited under a tree. They had a very long chat and then they both parted. On reaching to his garden, the gardener was shocked and astonished by seeing the pot empty. And then he realized that the goat must have eaten the plant. That is why just being loyal and sincere is not enough. One has to be alert. Efficiency is the capacity to bring proficiency into expression.
We live honestly, the noble life of sacrificial service. Once the group is motivated by others, it should be educated to motivate others. The team comes first and the individual comes next. Though sometimes the great work is done by some individual, the credit should be given to the entire team. Then the motivated group motivates others. A young monk was meditating and the Lord appeared in front of him and offered him a boon. The contented as he was, he asked for none. Then the Lord insisted on him showering a boon upon him. The monk asked, let good happen through me and let me not be aware of it. Let the group attain wonderful achievements and let not the individual be prominent. A group motivation is to live honestly, the noble efforts against the service.
Producing more than what we consume and giving more than what we take. One should be willing to contribute to the team instead of waiting for the team to contribute. In teamwork, willingness is to contribute the best and accept whatever one gets. As the sun shines, the flower blooms, and so is the willingness when love for the cause of the world is undertaken. A king aspired for enlightenment and hence went to a master for guidance. The master noticed that the king was much attracted toward luxury than enlightenment. Hence, the king was advised to go and live in a pigsty. But the king refused and went back to his palace. After a few months, the king realized that the urge in him became more and hence went back to the master and said that he was ready to live with the pigs. The master said, go back to your palace and tomorrow morning I will be there to guide you. The king asked, what about the pigsty? The master said, it was not the pigsty but the willingness which I was looking forward to. Hence, the most important aspect in teamwork is willingness. It's a must.
We seek the Lord's grace to keep us on the path of virtue, courage and wisdom. The objective of the team should be to achieve the team's vision through short-term goals. We cannot begin a journey without knowing our destination. Similarly, the team cannot function without knowing its objective. At the rise of a conflict among the team, every member must be reminded about the team's objective. The ultimate objective of the individual and the team should culminate in the welfare of the humanity at large. The team must be inspired to have a noble value system. Just before a flight could take off, an announcement was made that there is a delay for the next 3 hours due to a damage in the runway. Some of the passengers went to the damaged spot on the runway and saw 3 men working on it. All 3 men were asked what were they doing. The first man replied, I am cutting rocks. The second said, I am earning my livelihood. The third person was very happy and was whistling as he was cutting the rocks. When asked what he was doing, he said that he was creating a base for the passengers to fly high. Work remains the same, but the attitude behind the work changes when one realizes the overall objective.
Thy grace and blessings flow through us to the world around us. No matter what is the contribution done by our teammates, they must be respected. Everyone must have respect and reverence to the Supreme for bestowing certain achievements through them. It is not the pompous who is respected in the long run, but the humble one. Respect cannot be demanded, but commanded. The great King Rajaraja Cholan was once building a beautiful temple for Lord Shiva. The chief sculptor was totally engrossed in his work. He wanted to spit the betel nuts which he was chewing. The boy who used to hold the spittoon was absent that day. The king, who was passing by the side, took the spittoon and extended his hand to the sculptor to spit. The sculptor was shocked to see the king holding the spittoon for him. The king simply smiled and said, "We are working for him, who is dear to all of us." The king very well knew how to respect every member of his team. Humility is the virtue of great ones.
We believe that the service of our country is the service of the Lord of Lords, and devotion to the people, the devotion to the Supreme Self. Dedicated action would always have a touch of excellence. Dedication must be for cooperative. A true worker would always say that selflessness is the best antidote for the selfishness, and we get back what we do to others. So related to this, I want to tell you a short story. Swami Ramatira was traveling in a Japanese ship with a second class ticket. The fruits were only supplied to the first class passengers. Since the fruit did not suit Swami Ramatira, they requested the caterers to give him some fruits to eat. But in reply they said that the stock was so less that they could not spare them to second class passengers. An 8-year-old boy, by seeing the scenario, gave his fruit to Swami Ramatira and said that, "Sir, please accept these fruits and never tell to anybody that the Japanese ship cannot offer any fruits." Such an action is a silent prayer and dedicated service to the Lord. Thank you.
We know our responsibilities. Give us the ability and courage to fulfill them. Om Tat Sat.
सोचा था मन में वो हासिल हम करके रहेंगे। अपने अरमानों को एक दिन हम पूरा करके रहेंगे। जो कुछ सोचा था मन में वो हासिल हम करके रहेंगे। चाहे खड़ी हो सामने लोहे की चट्टान, पार करने को से लगा दे अपनी जान। हमने हार कभी मानी नहीं, मानेंगे नहीं। चाहे मुश्किलें हो लाखों हरदम गाएंगे यही। हमने हार कभी मानी नहीं, मानेंगे नहीं। चाहे मुश्किलें हो लाखों हरदम गाएंगे यही। हमने हार कभी मानी नहीं, मानेंगे नहीं। चाहे मुश्किलें हो लाखों हरदम गाएंगे यही। जब कभी भी होती नहीं अपनी नैया पार, कहते हैं खुद से यही हम बार बार। हमने हार कभी मानी नहीं, मानेंगे नहीं। हमने हार कभी मानी नहीं, मानेंगे नहीं। हमने हार कभी मानी नहीं, मानेंगे नहीं। चाहे मुश्किलें हो लाखों हरदम गाएंगे यही। हो से लड़ने चल पड़े हैं लेकर ये हथियार। हमने हार कभी मानी नहीं, मानेंगे नहीं। चाहे मुश्किलें हो लाखों हरदम गाएंगे यही। हमने हार कभी मानी नहीं, मानेंगे नहीं। चाहे मुश्किलें हो लाखों हरदम गाएंगे यही। हमने हार कभी मानी नहीं, मानेंगे नहीं। चाहे मुश्किलें हो लाखों हरदम गाएंगे यही।
the Mahatmas move on foot from village to village. When they come to a rich, apparently rich village, on the banks of a river, lot of open space is available in the river banks. Then he suggests to the gentleman there that why not we organize a yajna, a communal mass prayer. They become enthused. Immediately, by mouth, the idea spreads. About 8 or 9 or 10 villagers, neighboring villagers, heard it. All of them are enthused. Everyone brings to the yajna whatever that he can offer. One has got bamboos, they bring the bamboos. One has got leaves, they bring the leaves. Okay? One has got, nothing to bring, but he knows how to make a hole in the earth, and they make the holes. These bamboos are kept inside, fitted up. Some people know how to go up the bamboos and thatch the shed. Thus a large shed, a tent, is made. In short, it is a cooperative endeavor of a large number of people, each one inspired by the goal or the idea, and nobody is demanding any selfish desire fulfillment. Their demand is only, may the Lord's blessings come to our community and let all the community members become happy. In short, these vast rituals of that time were a training for the public, for every individual, how to sing their differences, come and live and act and function harmoniously in a cooperative spirit for the benefit of the entire community. Whenever you act in the world outside, if you are acting it in the yajna spirit, careful, not that do a yajna, in the yajna spirit, in the spirit of worship of the Lord, such actions will not create any tendency in it. And it is true. Why? When I sing my differences with you all, meaning my ego is no more function. And I am not doing it for my sake. It is for the sake of the whole society. Therefore, there is no personal, selfish desires. Whenever we act, wherever we act, without ego and egocentric desires, the existing vasanas get exhausted in those actions. No new vasanas are created.
छठ